embrace your masculinity. Would you believe me if I say, gone are the days when integrity and responsibility were praised? Such a bold statement, isn't it? And let me be extremely fair here, both men and women are trying to avoid all responsibility. Just see it for yourself. Chances are many people around you blame external agents instead of using their own power to build their lives. Degeneracy and lack of common sense plague today's world, and to be honest, it looks like it's not changing anytime soon. If you take a look at voters' preferences, they're increasingly leaning towards more government control. In other words, they want to give the government more power. And the worst part is that this goes beyond taking 50% of your income. Now, the government is acting like the father of multiple households, especially if the husband has no solid frame or the mother is single. Don't forget that the school system in which the kids spend most of their infancy is brainwashing them too. As a result, degeneracy and questionable morals keep on going in the minds of the future generations. Today's topic is precisely single moms, how they behave and why you should avoid them. So far, I've teased the reasons, but today we'll go down the rabbit hole and even a woman has confessed why you shouldn't date them. Stay tuned because you'll never ask yourself whether dating single moms is a good choice or not. But before we go deeper, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to Lavish Patch Kid. He said, "Ghetto dudes everywhere are nailing chicks left and right. Thinking money has anything to do with it hurts more than it helps." Lavish, you're absolutely right. It's certainly not the only thing. Please don't forget to reach out to us by email to claim your $5. As usual, guys, I will pick one comment from each video. It may be the funniest, the most liked, or one that touched me, so don't forget to leave a comment and you may be our next winner. Now, back to the video. Before I show this woman's perspective on single moms, let's see the big picture. First things first, even if a woman is a single mom but does not sleep around and is focused on growing as a person, she's still not a good catch. Why? Not only because she might have made poor choices in the past, but because her instincts will dictate to see you as a disposable human being, or in plain English, a provider. Not only in terms of money, but in terms of time, energy, and emotions. Let me give you an example. Do you remember when you went to the library and no one asked you to vacuum the house? You were exceptionally calm and even got much stuff done. Your attention span increased and you nailed your exams. However, chances are later on you were too lazy to study in such an environment and make all sorts of excuses which caused you to underperform. Let me take a guess. You chose studying at home and were easily distracted. Not only by your phone, but by your mom. Since she knew you're there, she was free to enter your room at any time to ask you to run some errands or clean up the house a little bit. She was kind of insistent and you made that concession. She told you it wouldn't take much time, but rather just a couple minutes. Does this ring a bell? Well, dating a single mom is pretty much the same. Imagine this situation. Now that she knows you're around, she asks you for multiple favors, wants you to take care of her children, and all that good stuff. Good for her, I mean. Chances are she got used to taking care of her children and herself alone. But how come she will waste the opportunity of making her own life easier for her? When you were single, you didn't need to give any explanations to anyone. You just did your thing whenever you wanted. You had a huge amount of freedom. Despite the responsibility, at the end of the day, you love the options you have. While other beta males are submitting to their wives and making tons of concessions, you keep your freedom. You've got nothing to do with the disgusting idea of telling your friends you cannot meet them because your wife or current partner is telling you not to. Well, if you date a single mom, she'll probably trick you into doing things you don't want and, more importantly, you'll waste a lot of precious time. I'm afraid to say this is the only reason why single moms are not a good catch. Not fully convinced yet? Here's some more. Single moms usually date to move on from their ex, not so much because it's spontaneous. Also, their money is for their children, while yours, they believe, belongs to all of you. The single mom, her children, the child of another man, and lastly you. Getting physical then is more of a transaction rather than an act of intimacy, and most of the time it is planned or scheduled. In other words, there's no genuine desire or she's keeping you craving for more. 99% of a single mom's past that she tells you are lies, and a lot of the time, you're secretly a homewrecker and you don't even know it. You are the one she cheated on her spouse with. You will be expected to take on the role of a dad at some point, and the worst part is, you won't have any say. The children will not respect you as much as they should, and you will not have any legal rights over them either. Also, that family allowance the mom gets for her kids doesn't count as income, so you will never see it, but most of the time she will spend it on herself. On top of that, she has other options than you. It's in a single mother's instinct to have multiple options for the survival of a child. So if you think you are the one, then think again, because she's never stopped talking to other guys. They're all waiting for their turn. Yeah, she's not yours, it's just your turn, is a timeless truth. And finally, let me share with you the perspective of a woman who thinks that dating single moms is not a good choice. The link is in the description, so feel free to check it out after watching the video. She said, "I would not recommend any man to date or marry single moms, and I am a woman saying this. They are problematic. In all my jobs, I've never seen a more miserable and evil bunch than single mothers. All the women who were toxic and nasty were all single mothers. You'll be dealing with the baby daddy. I once heard a single mom brag how she has her baby daddy wrapped around her finger. The bond between the single mom and her baby daddy is tight regardless of how he talks about each other. Now let me remind you of a previous point. 99% of what single moms tell you about her past is false. Keep your eyes open, or better, don't deal with these women. Avoid them at all costs and say goodbye. There's no shortage of good, childless, and single women. So much so that the statistics came out showing more women 30 years old and over are childless. So out of all these childless women, you choose a woman who is reckless with her uterus? Most of you guys know that I'm not into dating given these modern times, but if I had to date, I'd rather choose a girl who's more picky and doesn't allow every man in, if you know what I mean. Also, there is no way in heck that every single mother was the victim of abuse like the false narrative they tried to spin on us. That is I personally wouldn't date a single father. If you are childless and single, your best bet is someone who is childless and single. Again, as a MGTOW, I disagree with the overall idea of dating, but I understand her point. I will say that I admire her honesty and transparency, since most modern women can't bear the idea of being wrong or learning new ideas. I hope this makes clear why single moms are not a good catch. Anyway, no matter what you choose as a man, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? If you're not into the idea of dating single moms, what are your reasons? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you will get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video useful, hit the like and subscribe buttons, comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.